Hello everyone and welcome to another World War II video with me, Spartan G Gaming. And today I'm going to show and share my tips with you and how I got the gold camo for the 6th rifle in the list out of 7 in total to on our way to getting this to diamond. This is the penultimate weapon. This is the bar automatic rifle. Now, it's a little bit deceiving what it does say in the description there, but I'm going to go into more detail about it at the moment. But this is from the United States. That's the origin of this weapon. It was used by other numerous countries as well during the 20th century, just for your information. And the bar was also designed to be carried by infantry during an assault. So this is perfect for us, guys. But it has turned out to be a very sluggish weapon, one of the worst rifles I've used so far. Hopefully you won't experience this yourself, guys, but I'm going to try my best to give you this setup that I preferred, that make this weapon a little bit more easier and comfortable to use, and hopefully you can use these tips I'm going to give you guys so you can get this to gold in as quick time as I did. But it is one of the lengthiest weapons I've got to gold so far, but as you know, 100 headshots, you need to get out of the way first before you can do the other challenges. So that's always with rifles. So in your journey to getting these headshots, guys, I would recommend that you use in your attachments the quick draw, the reflex sight, and also, believe it or not, one thing that worked very, very beautifully with this weapon and felt very comfortable was actually the full metal jacket attachment. Now, I experimented with all other attachments, and I was struggling to get headshots. But those 3 attachments I strongly recommend you to them, guys, to use them because they did help me with getting headshots. Also as well, the perk in the basic training I would recommend to you is to use energetic. Now this just helped me to keep on the move with this weapon because it does overall feel very sluggish and very lazy compared to other enemy weapons that you're going to come up against. The division, I would recommend using infantry, so this way then when you've got it up to the 4th prestige like I have, or going up through the prestiges when you don't have the prestige, but if you do get up to the 4th prestige, you will then have that selection of having the 3rd attachment, which is awesome, guys. And then you choose those 3 attachments, what I said, and then you will find that the headshots will come a little bit more easier. But I did struggle with headshots. I would say this, keeping on the move to start with through normal gameplay without doing any kind of tactics or tips or any kind of, little moves to make headshots easier. As I normally show you guys, first of all, it did struggle. For some reason, the bar is not natural at getting headshots, so you really have to work at it. But if you do struggle in getting the headshots on the move, guys, like through normal gameplay, I'm going to share my tips with you just as a last resort so you can make headshots easier for this weapon. But even using my tips and tricks, I still found them fairly difficult for some reason with this particular bar assault rifle. Now, most people ask why I use domination all the time. This is a great reason why, guys. You just saw one reason there. Now, if you are struggling with headshots, this is the way to go. When you're playing domination, I play hardcore, but when the enemy are trying to take your point, that's your opportunity then. Like I'm showing you so many video clips here, guys, in how you can take out that easy headshot. Also as well, not only does domination give you the chance for when the enemy to run into, you can easily get that quick headshot when they're trying to take your point, but it also means there's going to be plenty of campers around. Now, I know you get campers around on any other game mode, you can always get campers everywhere, but on domination, I tend to find more campers around. You got to try and get up behind them, go for those campers. It makes easy headshots. Now, this one here I'm giving you the tip for, guys, is a last resort. So if you do really struggle, like I actually did, I'll hold my hand up, I was honest with this one. I was struggling so much in getting headshots. I had to use this as a last resort to get the last few headshots out of the way. But it is hiding behind brick walls, hiding behind barrels, waiting for the enemy to run out by the side, and you can get those easy headshots. It's an amazing thing what you can do here to make headshots easy, guys. So use this tip. This is a lovely map to get the headshots on when you're hiding behind this wall here. Again, domination helps because the enemy are trying to run in to get that point B, but that was the St. Marie Dumont map. This one here is another great one, the London Docks map. Hopefully you'll roughly know where I am here, guys, but again, the enemy have got point A there, as you can see. They're going to run from there. You're hiding up behind that little barrel there and pick off the enemy heads when they run in front of you. This, as I said, guys, is a last resort if you do really struggle with headshots. But you will, I think, to start with, struggle with headshots. Hopefully you don't, but use those tips, as I said to you. Now, the next camo we're moving on to then for this last 5 challenges to get this to gold is the M1916 camo. This is the Longshots. Now, with this weapon, the bar, this is a weapon that is very good for long shots. There's no other map better to get your long shots on. You can get all 10 in that match. You only need 10 long shots, but that was the USS Texas. Again, I'm going to show you another one here. If you do struggle with that reflex sight that I prefer, you can always put the 4x optic zoom lens on, guys, like I've got here. It does give you a bit more of a zoom image there, a bit more better visibility down the other end of that ship there. But again, the long shot should be very easy with this weapon. As I said, you shouldn't really struggle, but get your end, you know, your tail end to the other side of the map, looking at the enemy from the other side, and it should make long shots very easy. But I can get the 10 long shots out of the way in maybe 1 game or even 2, depending on who you are playing up against. If you're playing a good team, sometimes long shots are a bit harder to get. But if it's a normal team, you know, you wouldn't struggle with the 10 long shots. Now, the snow camo and the leopard camo, these both come at the same time, but you will need to do them separately. Use the infantry division, get 50 kills with snow, and the leopard, you'll need to change your division. You should know this by now, guys, to get the other 50 kills. That's easy. Moving on to the bronze. Now, this is where we get the rapid kills. Now, the bar, as I said, is a very struggling weapon to start with, but by the time you're coming up to the rapid kills and the bloodthirsties, you should be a little bit more comfortable with the weapon. And like I said, once you work your own setup up to make the best out of this weapon, then the rapid kills and the bloodthirsty should come reasonably easy. But get yourself stuck in there, guys. That's another tip I always say. Again, domination helps. When the enemy are taking that point, run towards that point they're taking. Take out those kills. Get those rapid kills as quickly as you can. Remember, a rapid kill as well, guys, is getting 2 kills on the enemy near enough instantly. It's even better if you get an efficiency kill, so 1 bullet killing 2 enemies at the same time. But the rapid kills, like I said, you've got to work your way to the spawn ends of either map. Play domination hardcore. It makes it a little bit easier to do that because you'll know roughly if an enemy has taken a point where they're roughly going to be coming from, and you can actually get quad feeds with this weapon when you are using your tactics correctly. Now, the copper camo, the last one before we get it to gold. This is the bloodthirsties. Now, right at the start, when I was first using the bar, the reason why I had to use the reflex sight, you can see on here, guys, the sight for this is awful. I don't like it. You guys probably would prefer it. I don't know, but I just prefer the reflex sight. But what I'm trying to say to you is, even though this didn't count towards one of my bloodthirsties, because this is when I first started to use the weapons, I just wanted to show you some of the bloodthirsties that you can get with this weapon. It's, you know, it is okay, you can get the bloodthirsties, but you really have to work at it. It will struggle in getting them, but you have to use tactics. You have to try and make sure as well, if you can, especially if you're playing hardcore, to have a UAV set up so you can use it whenever you want. But hopefully your teammates will hopefully have UAVs in the sky as well, because it will help you to get bloodthirsty so you know where the enemy are coming roughly from. But keep trying to have your sight up with this weapon just before you get in those kills a little bit earlier than you normally will. As I've already said to you, this weapon does struggle. It seems very sluggish. It feels very slow in the movement of it. It feels very much like an LMG, a light machine gun, you know, the actual use of it. So there's a little bit of a delay there before you're getting your sights up. So you've got to try and remember that when going for bloodthirsty, because the last thing you want is to be running around, moving around, thinking this is a lot lighter than it actually is. But you will get used to this. By the time you get to the bloodthirsty, you'll know how to use this gun, guys. But like I said, try and have your sights up a little bit more often. Don't not run around too much with it down. But then you'll find that the bloodthirsties will come nice and easy. Just as a last tip here, guys, for bloodthirsties, if you haven't watched my previous videos and you're new to this, I would always recommend to you, if you are going to play domination like I prefer, you need to remember to get all 5 kills for the bloodthirsty in 1 round of domination. You can't get 2 kills in the first round, expect to then get 3. If you do that, yes, you'll get your bloodthirsty, but it won't count 1 towards your 5. You have to get all 5 kills in 1 round. So you're better off, if you want, guys, if you prefer, you can play team deathmatch, where then you haven't got an ending round, or something different, you know, similar to domination, where you haven't got round endings. That would be okay. I find that it's pretty easy doing it on domination, so that's why I stick with it. Also, as well, you've got to remember that all 5 kills need to come from the bar. You cannot get a kill with an explosive, so try and prevent using your grenades and what have you to blow enemy up while you're going for the bloodthirsties, because it will not count towards 5 kills with the weapon alone for the bar. You've got to make sure all 5 kills come from the weapon, the bar alone. So just a few little tips just to remind you guys there, in case you're wondering, because I know a lot of you still comment me and, you know, you say that I've been getting the bloodthirsty medals up here, but why isn't it registering 1 towards 5? It's either one of 2 reasons. I've got a feeling that sometimes as well, I mean, I've had problems with camos not working properly. Even though you're doing the correct challenge, it still won't unlock. But it's more than likely because you might be playing domination, and like I said, you've got the 3 kills, the 5 kills, sorry, the bloodthirsty, but in 2 different rounds. It's not going to give you one towards your 5, as I've already said, and you might have already accidentally got a kill with an explosive device. Sometimes you might forget. You'll still get your bloodthirsty appear, but it won't register one towards your 5. But keep working hard at it, guys. The bloodthirsties with this weapon will come. Keep your sight up, as I said, more often than what you normally would, because it is a very lazy, sluggish gun, as I said. But this is not one of the best rifles I've used so far out of the 5 previous ones I've already used. I'm glad this one is out of the way. I'm glad I got it to gold, but I really had to work hard for it. This is the first weapon I've had to work hard. So, you know, with those tips and tricks that I gave you, try and use them. Try and get yourself stuck into battles, but use your common sense. And like I said, you will get that gold eventually. So this is the weapon at gold. I'm so pleased I got it, like I said. The next weapon we are going to move on to is another rifle. It is the last one on the list. It is the 7th rifle in total. And that's when we get the diamond camo. So we're going to work on that now. But it is the SVT 40. So we're going to work on that one now, guys. We're going to get that to gold, and then I'm going to show you the diamond camo for all the rifles. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.